Hello, everybody. This is Frogman, and welcome back to Compact Claustrophobia. Last episode, we got a refined storage system up and running, sort of, kinda, and I did a little bit of work in between episodes. We did get the large compacting crafter thingy-majigger set up in that cube, and I have since moved a few things around and gotten rid of a couple of things. I really need to quit hitting the wall, but I've done some of the normal things that one does when you finally get a system that you can set things up to auto-craft parts for you. So, very quickly, things looks like they have changed, and that's because I have moved things around a little bit. Our ore processing system is now in that, or I should say, ore generation processing system is now in that cube. I believe that cube is the one that has the excavator in it. I have yet to hook this one up to the network because, well, it's just kind of one of those as I see fit to do things. I have been doing it. I've been using this one as a major, we're going to probably end up having main base in that guy once we get all the rest of this other stuff sorted out. But for right now, it's got a lot of neat stuff in there. So let's go inside it. Okay. So, as always, like we have down here, all of this system is functioning reasonably well at this point, although we're kind of cranking out on all of the dust because I want a whole bunch of bone meal and a whole bunch of sulfur. I'm going to let this guy run probably until we have about 5,000 of each of those, and then we'll probably quit for a while. On the second floor, I guess this would be the second floor even if we were working from the top down, I have a little bit of auto crafting going on in here, or at least the auto crafting for a furnace, a pulverizer, and an induction smelter. We can use an alloy furnace here if we'd like for most of these recipes. It's just I had this already, so I put it down. There's going to be some things we're going to use automated, and there's going to be some things that we're going to be doing manually, so I'm going to kind of just keep the manual ones in the normal workshop area and the automated ones in the automated section. So for those of you that do not know how you automate something from refined storage like a furnace, we take a crafter and we point a crafter into the machine or the furnace or the whatever, or in this case, so for this guy right here, it's pointing into this chest. The auto crafter is actually right back there. I should say the crafter is right back there. It's pointing into that strongbox. So we have a recipe set in this crafter, and this crafter basically just points down into this thing and says, I know how to make these different types of materials, and they're all furnace recipes. So basically we're taking a raw improved processor, we're smelting it in a furnace, and then we're using an importer to just import this stuff back out of the system. And currently we're making, looks like pulverized coal. Same thing here. We've got a couple of pulverizer patterns that we need to be able to work on things. And yeah, you're over here making steel. So I have automated steel now so that when I need to be able to make certain things, we're just automating steel through the function that comes from induction smelters because we have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of coal. And I have more tons of coal in that other cube, in the other cube, in the other cube. So, in this corner, I believe in this external storage, this is where I put the lava production and the, or I should say lava production and the obsidian production cube, plus the poop injector thing. That's just a good spot for it for right now. That's where we're going to keep it. I have a garden cloche doing the industrial hemp fibers. Hemp fibers are then being shoved into the sequential fabricator to craft string, and we have a dropper full of string. This is important for our processors, I believe, because we need string to bind them or something like this. We also need to have a little bit of sugarcane going on, and these guys are right here for a reason, and it's because right directly below them is the water supply right there. So I just stuck it right over there. On this wall is how we're going to be doing our storage of various materials that we do not want in the refined storage system. Yes, I know, I can do this with refined storage. Let's see, storage. They have many of these large storages, and I actually use these occasionally. These storage blocks are basically for a lack of a better term, one of these things that connects directly to the system, that hooks up and does all the things that it needs to do. But if you look at a couple of things here, this is an awful lot of iron and quartz and iron and things and stuff, and I can't remember to stop doing that. It's an awful lot of parts pieces just for, being able to store up to, I forget however many things go in a 4K, probably, I don't know, 16,000 items. I don't remember exactly. It's a lot of things that go in one of them. Every one of these is capable of holding 20,000 items. And, a cache is, if I can type correctly, Cash is nothing more than a little bit of redstone and tin and wood and iron. So these are a lot cheaper. Yes, granted, every single one of these requires an external storage, but even an external storage is not incredibly expensive. Yes, we have an improved processor and 2 construction cores, so some iron, some gold, and some stuff. But they're still cheaper than the other storages are. So for that amount of whatever, I can definitely make these things work. This one over here, this redstone barrel or this cache, this one is a hardened one, and it holds 80,000 items. So yeah, we're good on that part. Anyhow, we're going to use this side of the wall as just a kind of a deep storage for large amounts of items. I'm even going to store flint because we're getting flint from the processes that we are getting through the mining system. So let's get back out of here, go into this little cube, and we're actually currently running right now. Dink. Let's go upstairs. This is somewhat semi-automated for the majority of what I want to automate, kind of a deal. So we have 3 rows over here of the auto clickers, and these 3 rows of auto clickers are, this is how we're going to do it for now until I have a major outage or a miss of certain amounts of a specific piece of material. So this first row does cobblestone pickaxes, the second row does iron pickaxes, and the third row, or the ones that are currently running back there in the corner, are doing steel pickaxes. And we're doing those kind of in a nice automated fashion here. So I have the refined storage system has a couple of exporters pointing into these droppers, and these droppers are just being a kind of a regulatable amount of space. I wish I had a single spot chest or a single chest or a little bitty tiny chest, something like that, but I don't. So I'm using droppers. In this case, I want to keep 9 at any given time, 9 cobblestone pickaxes when I tell this thing like say we're a little low on iron. In this row here, we're only keeping 3 of the iron pickaxes because, and this is just a durability thing, it's the amount of durability that we get from a pickaxe. And in the steel pickaxes, because steel pickaxes have a reasonably decent amount of durability, we're only going to keep 1. Now, I can probably cheese that around and do a couple other things, but basically what we're measuring in here is, let's start with the steel, since the steel is running. What I'm doing is I'm measuring the amount of quartz that I have in the system, nether quartz for this matter, and I want to keep 10,000, and I want it to say that I want the detector up here to emit when that signal gets on. Actually, it's supposed to be above the amount, but that's fine. It's going to run over no matter what, but we want to make sure that that signal is above the amount. So it's going to emit a redstone signal once we get over there. Now, in this guy here, this exporter, we have it set to steel pickaxes with a crafting upgrade. This is normal old everyday kind of stuff. I want it to auto-craft a steel pickaxe, and I want it to put it in this thing when it gets told to by this detector above us. So again, we're going to go over here and we're going to say the same thing. It's only going to work without a redstone signal, meaning a low signal. Soon as this thing gets over 10,000, it's going to emit a redstone signal. It's going to shut this off. Now, I have it set up this way because of the fact that you can also accidentally power this dropper with that detector, and it's one of those things at 112. When we hit 116, this will not work because this actually can power this dropper diagonally. So I'm actually quite not so sure whether it's going to be able to do it right now as it is. But yeah, I have those detectors up there so that they do not power that dropper. And basically what happens after that is the item conduits right here pull out the pickaxes and deliver them into these auto clickers that are set to speed 5, or 1 click every 10 ticks, or 2 clicks every second. For 50 RF a tick, 2 clicks every second does not take very long at all, to wear out most of these pickaxes. All right, of course, we're still continuously picking things up with a accumulator, and we're sending them via item duct down into the system, and I'm using that because I can now make resonant servos, and we're going to be needing the speed to get those off, or at least get the things out of this accumulator. So the other line over here, these are for my manual inputs, so diamond pickaxes, specialty pickaxes. If I see I'm running out of, say, I don't know, just redstone in particular, or copper, or one of these other things, so like if we're running out, well, hey, if we're running out of gold dust, where is the gold, that stuff? Gold grit. Gold grit, technically, we should be getting it from, hey, there's supposed to be one of these here, I thought. I thought it was an electrum pickaxe. Oh, Electrum Pickaxe scavenges. Well, say like that. If I'm running out of redstone, I can craft several of the specialized pickaxes that will let me get that typical resource, and then we can run it. The thing is for the most part, in any Minecraft world, you're almost always going to want a lot of iron no matter what you're looking at. So I'm going to measure the amount of iron I've got. In this one here, I know I'm going to want to measure the amount of redstone I'm going to get. Redstone is the second highest drop in that level. Actually, I think it is the highest drop. I think it's a 49% drop chance on redstone every single time. And iron, I believe, or iron dust is like 30 or 40%. So I'm going to always almost get that stuff all the time. Anyhow, in this chest is where everything gets delivered to. We're doing a little bit of sorting, and I still need to kind of clean this up. This is a little leftovers of other things. But basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the things that I want to smelt and I'm running them into an induction smelter that is being fed with sand from a manufacturer that is being fed cobblestone. So we're just automatically making the sand in here using this induction smelter. And this dude is pretty fast. If I had the ability to actually do something with it, I need to throw those away. Those actually need to make it to the trash can. I just haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm doing this for a reason. I want the slag. We're going to need the slag later on down the line. I want the slag, so I'm processing every little bit of stuff that I need through one of these things. It's then being delivered into an interface, which, of course, interfaces just automatically import things into the refined storage system. This sequential fabricator here is what I'm using to craft the coal, tiny coal that we're getting from the diamond pickaxes into large pieces of coal. The coal is the massively largest drop that we get. Matter of fact, if I go ahead and make a diamond pickaxe, just go ahead and start one of those. I know it's kind of silly that I have it autocraft one. If I just throw one of these in there, we get a massive amount of stuff. These guys right there. Just go in the center. And then we can go up here. And it's almost every time it's a piece of that stuff. So it's just going to sit there and continuously spit coal out. And if I do all 9 of these, it's a shower of tiny coal over here. So we need to be able to craft that stuff rather quickly and into what we need. Alrighty, cool. Let's get out of this room and go back into the main room. I don't think there's anything else majorly going on. I did clean a couple of these out, and I do have a couple of these other, I believe those have been there for a while. However, we finally kind of got some of the stuff sorted the way that I want it. Again, to the point where I think we're probably going to be moving into this cube eventually. I do need to kind of rework the power generation back in here eventually. We're going to have to move this cube into one of these other ones and do a few things. So now that I've rambled on and shown you guys exactly what I've done for the last 12 and a half minutes or so, let's get into the actual thing that I want to do today. Now, I was planning on working on doing robotics or getting into the simple little open computers mess. However, there is something that has piqued my attention slightly more than this at this point. This is probably how we're going to end up automating the this cube right here, or these cubes. That's how we're going to have to automate that, because there's a little robot you can design that'll go in there and build the parts for you. I am totally on the fence about whether I'm going to do that or not. I may end up just putting in RF tools and doing it the way I really like to do it, with a builder and a hologram projector and all that other fun stuff. I mean, I'd rather build it that way just because I like it that way. But you know, we have a mod, we may try to play with it. I'm not a computer genius, not a computer geek, and when it comes to having to program a computer, you can forget about it on that kind of stuff. So let's do the thing I do want to do though, because there is a spot in the unlimited dimensions that I would like to start working through. I really want this stuff right there. I really want that cryothium, because cryothium is going to allow us to get to the next tier of upgrades right here, because without that cryothium dust, we cannot make these upgrades, and I cannot speed things up the way that I want to do. That will also allow us to get into, I love it how it keeps bringing me back to that. But that'll also allow us to start working towards this glowstone channel and power of the sun, which I think we're going to get this going next episode. So what I would like to do actually is do the white elevators, which the white elevators kind of cracked me up. I finally figured this out. A white elevator is either an ender pearl or a machine casing. Well, I think I can probably do the machine casings. I might even have a few things. We need some white wool. So let's make that many of those. We are going to need those to be able to access things. And I need to make another one of those. I was totally, completely figuring on that. So we'll make a block of these. And we make a block of a machine casing. And the last one. And go. Now, I'm not using them mainly because of the fact that I can't put it in the floor. So that means I have to jump up a level to get to where I need to go. That's why I'm not using these right now, or at least in rooms like this. We may use it in that one when and if we get in there. I mean, that may be the next episode. That may be the episode after that. I have no idea. But I'm wondering if that unlocks the ability to look at the power of the sun. You want me to build a fusion core and 64 electromagnets. Let's do what we're going to do, and we'll look at, like I said, I'm going to save this for next episode. I want to get this line going so that we can start having the ability to craft these once this dude is up and running. Very cool, a glacial precipitator. Glacial precipitator is going to be a piston, a machine frame, a couple copper gears. I should be able to make all this as we sit. I love how this makes everything so much quicker. So I need a piston, which is auto-craftable. Go start. Thank you. Glacial precipitator. Thank you. Now, that's how we're going to get. Ding, ding. Thank you very much. We'll put you in the corner. This guy makes snowballs and ice and all kinds of neat stuff. Now, I'm assuming we need that later on because of the fact I think I need snowballs in order to make blizz powder. Click on that. Snowballs. You want a snowball. Of course you want a snowball. Get down there, get some power in you. Let's get a bucket or two. You are set to snowballs? Good. Water. Make snowballs. All right. Snowballs. Thank you. Cool. Snowballs. We go into... Come on. Are you going to make me build all that just to unlock this channel? I was hoping I didn't have to do this. All right. Well, we have auto crafting. Let's see what we can do. Fusion core. Fusion core is going to be magnesium dibroir, alloy, magnesium ingot, boron dust. Magnesium ingot, boron dust, magnesium and boron. Magnesium. And we'll do this. Boron. Dust. And that goes in U. And alrighty then. That's a little easy enough. Like I say, we're going to have some manual machines in here. These are probably going to be the manual ones that we're going to be using for various crafting recipes like this. So let's grab that, put that in the system. So let's see, fusion, and what is it, A? Now A. Shift A. Yeah, thank you. And I need a electromagnet. So, and I might even do the transparent ones once we get to that point. Cool. All right, so fusion core, we need to be able to make chemical reactors. Oh boy, we need 2 of these. Electric motors, can I make that right now? No. Well, we're going to have to do a whole bunch of crafting. So I need a couple of these. And I need a couple of those. That should be steel. Ooh, we're going to have to wait for steel to be crafted. Steel, I want you to make a bit of steel, please. Craft like that. Okay, so we're going to have to sit through some of this. Let's see. That's going to take that to craft. These are those. We can make 2 of these. That should be that part. I need elite stuff. Crystal binder. Ouch. How do you get calcium sulfate? Calcium sulfate solution. Calcium. Holy moly. Fluid enricher with calcium sulfate. And calcium sulfate is going to be sulfuric acid and fluorite water. And that's all going to be time to make one of these. I've been waiting for that to come through. Let's see. Is this one empty? Yes, this one's empty. Alrighty then. We're going to need some power, so let's put you right here, and we're going to be building a room that is going to have all of these fancy, stupid machines in it in order to be able to do a lot of stuff. Let me get set up and crafting a little bit. I'm going to have to build about 10 different things, I think, if I remember correctly on this process, and I will get back with you guys just shortly. Well, that didn't take very long. I forgot this whole silly darn loop is something that we are probably going to have to, like I said, investigate in the next episode because there's something we're missing quite a bit of right now. That is uranium-238. As far as I remember correctly, uranium-238 is only going to be got if I run a bunch of decay generators through a bunch of blocks of plutonium, or I run a isotope separator. I know there's some one of these fuels in here that I can make. We're going to have to be playing with things. I am going to have to probably go ahead and set up a fission generator. Fission. I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to have all kinds of fun stuff. So let's take a step back and go way back to the last channel. This little feller right there. So let's go ahead and see how much of this section we can get done so that I can let that run for a long period of time and make a bunch of leftover fuel. So we need a fission controller, reactor casing, transparent fission reaction casing, reactor cell, and an empty cooler. So fission controller. How much fun is that going to be? All of that, well, we just made a bunch of those, so we should be good to go there. Is this just nothing more than a couple of things? We got some tough alloys, a furnace. 1, 2. 2 of these can I make? I need the, what platings are those? Basic plating? No, basic. Run around like chicken, my head cut off, like always. Do that, please. Start. And a nuclear furnace. Cool. Actually, I don't even know. I've never even used these. Is there actually something you can do with these, or are they just not do anything at all other than that? So, I guess we got furnaces. Furnaces. Use on a furnace. Use on a furnace is going to allow us to be able to make one of these. So we need a machine chassis and some advanced plating. So let's see. Machine chassis. I went ahead and programmed all of these in so I can stop having to do all this stuff. And advanced plating. We need 4 of those. Hopefully we can do it. Yeah, good. 2, 3, 4. Use on user. There's a fission controller. That's 1. 8 reactor casings. Fission reactor casings. Let's go ahead and program that in. We know how to do that. Program this into this. You can go into the machine. And yes, the crafter manager does work with the multi-block crafters, so he's very handy. I don't want you. I want that. Thank you. All right. So you wanted how many of those? We want 8 reactor casings. Come on. Craft 8 of those. Start. And then we want a reactor cell and a fission, 2 of these. I'm going to, like I said, we're going to have to set one of these up and let it run. So, and I cannot spell. Reactor cell is brown stained glass. Stained glass, is it brown stained glass or just stained glass? Okay, tough alloy. So you want one of those. And an empty cooler. Empty cooler. Shouldn't be anything more than that. Good. We just need the reactor casings, the transparent ones. Cool. And reactor transparent. What are those going to be? Those are just regular old basic plating. Just do that real quick. Do that. Thank you. Ding, ding. All right, cool. Now that's going to get us a, I get to pick which one I want. I think the port's probably going to be the most important one. The harder one to make. Cool. All right, so refined nuclear fuel. There's lots of fuels, but this one is easy to make and control. Place some union grit in an isotope separator. Oh, separator, isotope separator. Can I make this thing? All I need is a couple of motors. Somehow I managed to have some of that already built. Nice, let's go. There's another motor. And then we need one more machine chassis, which that's just literally one of these. What are we short? Craft me one of those, please. That's going to require some steel. Okay, nice. I may have to set up one of those storages in this room in here to just keep like a couple of hundred steel on hand all the time. Okay, so separator. Can we make it now, please? No, we're still waiting on that to process. Come on. Well, what do we got going on with this other one? Simulating. This is linked to a tool to help you build reactors. Pretty useful. I've built these before. I actually probably still have a recipe set up for one somewhere. And I get a nice little super link down here kind of thing. I can click on this, and this will send me to a place. You guys can do that in your own time if you want to. Let's do this. I'm more interested in trying to get some of this other stuff running. What is that? That's a fluid infuser that's got a bunch of lead, alum, platinoid in it. Platinum. Can't speak. Put that down. All right. I don't need you. Do I have any uranium right now that's just chilling? I do have 238. I don't have a lot of it because we did that with the decay. Maybe I do have enough stuff to do this. Huh. Hang on a minute. I don't remember this part. Refined nuclear fuel. A lot of fuels, but this one is easy to make. Place some uranium grit in an isotope separator. There you are. Have a couple of these. I do have a little bit of that. That's interesting. Not a lot. Whoop. Alrighty. Ding, ding. No? And then we got to craft the LEU 235. 235. Where are you? That should be you. That's going to be a lot of that. I'm going to have to let that run for quite a bit, aren't I? Yeah, we're going to have to let that run until we get 9 of those, I believe. One more run. Thank you. Awesome. Cool. And you, I think that's how that works. There's a uranium-235, and then I think all I got to do is that, and there's an LEU fuel. Ding, ding. All right, cool. So this, we're going to run through some of this stuff, and I think actually the problem that I had before here might have just been answered. Unlimited dimensions, power of the sun. We were short what? We were short elite plating, which I'm going to have to do crystal binder, which this is a nightmare. We're going to have to create calcium sulfate, and we're going to have to create crushed rhodochrosite, which crushed rhodochrosite, I believe, comes from a rock crusher that was crushing granite. And this is also another way to get a lot of sulfur. That's perfectly fine. The big problem was here with the uranium-238, which I think we can now get with that thing. So, okay, I am kind of where I need to be then. Nice. I guess I don't have to make this because I really don't want to make those things. They're not the greatest in the world. I want to just go straight to the monster. So, I guess that's not going to hurt anything. Cool. No? Awesome. All right, so we're going to let that run a little while and make us a bunch of parts. And I'm going to hopefully craft up a whole bunch of stuff here. I think actually, can we do, is all of this going to require that? I need a bunch. Okay, so that's all advanced plating. Let's program that in then. I think we can probably do this and this, which I think we already have those. So we should just be able to do that. Put this in the system. Do that and that. Fusion core is going to require the chemical reactor, which is going to require this kind of, yeah, all that fun stuff. So you wanted me to craft 64 fusion electromagnets. How much is that going to hurt? I need to make a whole bunch of tough alloy and a whole lot of graphite dust. Okay. Tough alloy. I think tough alloy is going to be crafted in the, where is it? We have to craft that in either the ignite form or the alloy furnace with ferroboron alloy. And yeah, that's the fun one that I remember. Well, do we automate this then? Do I have enough room to automate that? I guess I could put it over here. I really need to, I should not have done this, what I did in here, and I may rip those out anyway, but hey, it's just kind of the fun thing. You build things as you go. Okay, so magnesium dibroid alloy. These guys are still cooking. That's perfectly fine. We need to go ahead and probably do that then. Give me this guy. Thank you. I need a crafter. You can make that, yes. And an importer. And we need to make sure we have our conduits. The next thing I'm probably going to be building too is an alloy furnace. Or not an alloy furnace, an arc furnace. Where did all my ducks go? I know I have ducks. Ducks. I guess I don't. Where did they all go? Awesome. Well, I need to make a few more of those for the minute. Do that. That will work. Thank you. Good enough. Alrighty then. So we've got those set up. We're going to have to make a whole bunch of tough alloy. So did we get our crafter? And our importer. And cable. Cable. Where is everything at? Cable. Cool. All right, so let's go in this guy and auto-magic this up really quickly. So I think we're going to need to be able to get to him. So we'll do something about like this and whack that a couple of times. And I hope I can sneak you around. Ooh, I may have a problem already. Can I? We need a special thing. I need one of those. Craft one of those, please. Start, and I need a, let me see, quartz. One of those. Conduit. Thank you. And back into this one. Cool. All right, so I think if I remember correctly, I can do this. And then I can do that. Now this and that. All right, nice. That will get where I need to go. So we're going to put the alloy furnace right there. I'm going to grab my power cables, and we're going to bring power cables. We're going to bring power cables over to him. We're going to drop those in there. We're going to take this crafter. We're going to stick him like that so we can see him. He turned on. Good. So that should allow me to do the programming here once again. So we're going to, ooh, this is going to be one of those. We're going to actually have to do this the fun way. Give me that back. Oh, shoot. I keep forgetting. Give me you back. Thank you. I need a chest. I got to quit hitting that thing with that wrench. Need a chest. Actually, no, we want a strong box. Give us a regular cruddy strong box. That's fine. Little bitty is good enough. Filters. I may have them on me. Look real quick. Cool. Got 4 filters. I have enough item conduits. All right, so let's go in there and do this the other way. Oh, boy. Item conduit. I should be able to do this and that, I think. Yes. What did I just pick up? I picked up something. Sounded like I picked something up. All right, so we're going to put our strongbox right there. I'm going to put my crafter facing this direction. I'm going to rotate him so he looks into the box. Like that. Good. You're going to extract, always active. And you are going to get an insert with a filter. No extract. You're going to get a piece of this and that. You're going to get an insert with a filter. Cool. And then we're going to basically go ahead and program all of the stuff that this thing needs in order to make that work. It's doing the exact same thing we just did with the last deal. So a tough alloy. Tough alloy requires a mixture of ferroboron alloy and lithium. Ferroboron alloy is steel and boron. So that's going to be the first thing we do. Processing. This, that, this go? Yes, I am fine with that for the minute. Then we need this one, which I want to make sure it's boron dust and a steel ingot, because that's what we're keeping in stock. And both of those are going to go to this new chest that we just put in over here. Cool. Now, if I do ferroboron, give me that back. Craft one. And go back in here. Go over here. Take the stuff out of the box. What did you do? Were you smart enough to figure it out already? Really? Okay, well, that's cool. Tough alloy? Okay. I may have to reprogram that, but I mean, we want to try to filter those a little bit. Cool. All right, nice. So we were working towards doing a couple of things there. Fusion electromagnet. How in the world did I get into that menu? 64, please. We're missing graphite dust. All right, guys. I think we've had enough fun for the minute. This is going to be plenty long enough. I'm going to set up a bunch of automations around all of these silly these guys over here so that I can press play on that next episode and we'll build that monster fusion reactor. I will make sure I get all of the parts that we need over here going, because I believe I can actually craft the, where is it? Not this, the advanced plating. It's in this thing. Where is it? Wherever we needed those, there was something special that we needed. I'm going to have to do some stuff. I will make it so that we can press the button next episode and have that fusion reactor ready to go to craft, and then we'll craft it, and then we will set it up and turn it on, and hopefully not blow things up. So, all right, guys, I thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.